Hi everybody, and welcome to another video snippet. This one is titled The Sacred Kiss, and we are on day 6 of the sacred marriage ceremony, and all is well this end in Ojai. We're still here, and we're about to perform the sacred kiss, so something's working.
Good point.
So, how did this first come to me? Well, I used to be fascinated by this story of Rumi and Shams. I'll just do a real summarized version. Once upon a time there was a great poet in the making called Rumi, and he was a very well-known young man, 24 years old. He was one of those genius whiz kids. He had a gift, he had a talent. By the age of 24, he already had a huge following. And all his students and disciples were sat in the town square of Konya, where the fountain was. And he was reciting his father's poetry. And even doing such a thing, he carried the grace of being able to transmit that poetry right into the heart and soul of all the listeners. And Shams, who had been told by God to meet him by the fountain on that day, was eyeing him from the corner of the square, looking at him, saying to himself, in my opinion, what's he up to? Why is he reciting his father's poetry? Doesn't he realise what is yet to be birthed inside of him? So Shams, in all of his mad, wild, tumultuous passion, walked straight up to Rumi and chucked his father's papyrus in the waters of the fountain. And of course the ink began to lift off the scrolls, and the poetry was being lost. He was just lifting off and going into the water, and the students were astonished. How dare this man do such a thing? This is heresy. And Rumi just stood there and looked at him. And Shams says, do you want to learn this, or do you want to live it? And there's this great silence, in my opinion, whilst Shams gathered everything that he was in every corner of the universe. He gathered it all, he called down the full velocity of his own soul, and he kissed Rumi on the head, maybe, or on the cheek or the mouth or the neck or the hands. I don't care. He kissed him. And this kiss lasted forever. And then he said, come with me into the desert. And Rumi did. He just left everything there and then. Didn't go home, pick up his clothes. Didn't even say to his students, I'll be back one day. He just walked there and then. So I was very curious as to what that kiss was. Did a little bit of research, came up with this word, the nashka, the sacred kiss, the mixing of spirit and breath. That's all I could ever find on it. That was enough. So, first breadcrumb.
Okay, translation. Basically, guys, if you can bring the whole of your past and the entirety of your present life, this moment, if you can bring it into your body, bring with full presence everything that you are to your lips, and give that as a gift through your partner to the planet, to everything else, to everyone else. That is the essence of the sacred kiss. It's more than just a snog. It's not a sucking face competition. It's definitely fully conscious, placed, fully felt kiss. That done right, everybody in the room can feel it if there's other people around. Yeah, absolutely. So, challenge on.
So in a moment we're going to enact it for you. And I'm just going to give my last little two penneth before we actually just do it. I liked what you said, by the way. Really noticed the stuff. So we're going to sit in the Yab Yum position, or Shiva Shakti. Once we get into it, you'll recognise it. It's all over the place. So first of all, there's just a sinking into each other. Just allowing one to sit on top of the other one. Just allowing the bodies to receive the impression of the other. And then we're going to do some circular breathing, where the lips are gently on top of each other, but there is a gap for fresh oxygen to come in. I used to try and do it the other way, with no gap. And of course everyone would just pass out, because there's no oxygen, it's just carbon dioxide, and we can't survive. So make sure there's a nice little passage so the air can come and go with every inhale. So as Pete exhales through his mouth, I'm literally going to draw that in with my inhale. And so I can feel the warmth of his breath. I can feel that this has come from him. Not only has this come from his lungs, but of course his lungs are very close to his physical heart and very close to his heart center. So I'm knowing that this warm breath has come from a very important center inside of him. I also sense that within that breath are all of his hopes and dreams, the essence of him as man and as soul, his own life force. This is what's keeping him alive, this is what's keeping him in the body, so it's a great gift. It's his own connection with the mother, because the mother is the one who's giving us the life force in the first place. So he's sharing his relationship that he has with the mother and his relationship with the incarnated earth. He's passing that exhale into me. So it's a great gift, it's a great offering. So I'm taking it in as deep as I can take it. Yes, I can get it into my lungs, but can I take it down and into my womb? Can I take it down to my tail, my coccyx, my root? Can the whole of my body receive this breath? And then when I exhale, he's drawing that breath in with his inhale. So we're going to do that for a period of time until it feels right, and the body will let you know on that one. The one who's going to give the sacred kiss first begins to draw towards them their greatest spiritual epiphanies, if you like. What would that look like? Well, my goodness, that would look like when I saw the man on Sacré-Cœur at the age of 7. My Reiki mastery, the attunements. My peak moments in Kundalini Yoga. The times that I imagined seeing Christ, Yeshua, in dreams or in clouds or in, those moments when the hairs go up, that sort of things. Sunsets, sunrises, climbing Mount Sinai, getting in the sarcophagus in Cairo. Big moments. So I'm gathering all of my big moments on the inside as a human. Then I turn to the soul, and I turn to what I feel that I'm carrying. So obviously big connection with the Christ family, the Virgin, Mary Magdalene, John the Baptist, the disciples, John the Beloved, Francis of Assisi, Teresa of Avila. roomy, shams, all this stuff that totally, profoundly inspires me. I'm gathering all of that into my being. And then I ask for all of that human and soulful stuff to rise up into my mouth, into the upper palate, the teeth, the gums, the tongue, the lips.
Now that she's been off on one,
Sorry.
guys, very simply, get out your heads. Don't try and remember any of that.
Oops.
All you need to do is be very, very present. And the best way of doing that is to feel through your lips her. That's the only thing you need to remember. This moment, or the moment where you're touching your lips onto her, that's the only thing happening in life. There's nothing else. There's no sounds around you. There's nothing to remember. There's no place to go, as in a meditation that removes you from this place. It's been more in this place than you've ever been in your life. And that is your gift of presence to her. So without further ado...
Yeah, hang on a minute. One last thing. Then when you feel ready, you do exactly what Pete's just said. You plant that kiss anywhere you like. Third eye, lips, throat, cheekbone, back of the hand, center of the hand, chest, heart, breast, anywhere. You just let your body drag you there. And when you give that kiss, you give it with your presence, with your heart, with your soul, and then finally with all of your breath, you push every last morsel of breath out. So it's like a transmission. You give everything. You rinse yourself out completely. After the kiss, it's going to be a very profound pause. So just jump straight into that one. Don't try and oh, my turn now. Forget that. Enjoy the aftermath of such a graceful thing. Anyway, let's just do it, shall we?
Yep. Yeah, it's really worth, while she's getting out of the way, it's worth, guys, to get really comfortable. This is a sofa, it's got soft cushions, you're going to hopefully be here a while. So it's about getting into a position you can stay in for a while. It doesn't really matter what that is. You don't have to be some flexible guru type. Just get comfortable. It's actually her counterweight that keeps me upright. If I try and sit here on my own, I'm going to tip over. So it's inviting her in to get into a position which is comfortable for her and for you. No need to try and man it up. Get comfortable. Yeah. And so my hands supporting her lower back and on the back side of her heart. So she's really close. I can feel her heartbeat through my chest. And this is really comfortable. I feel we could sit here quite some time. And perhaps even at the end of a day or every day, worth doing this with a partner whenever you're together. Just sitting in this position unites, takes away all whatever's gone on during the day, and there's just connection. So beautiful. So each person's expression is very different. And doing this a number of times, each time for the same couple will be different. It's just tuning in what wants to be here. What form of expression is it that wants to come through me? Or what does she need from me? And it's not about comparing this time to last time. That doesn't serve. That's mind anyway. It's just what is here in this beautiful expression of reunification in divinity with each other.
The thing that inspires me the most in the Gnostic tradition of Christianity, we're often told that Yeshua passed the deepest transmissions through the kiss. Things that cannot be taught, things that can't be remembered. We were told that just before the Passion, he kissed each and every single disciple, passing into them their own individual and collective awakening. So there's something very important in these kisses.
It's interesting for me this I can feel this time it's not just about one kiss, it's about many small kisses of different kinds. There are no rules as such, just what wants to come out. Thanks guys.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah.